Hi Rob, welcome to one of our Spacehop homes today.
Why, thank you, Dee. It's lovely to be here.
How are you?
Good, yeah, good.
Perfect. Well, I wondered if we could just start by, if you could tell us a bit about how on earth you found out about Spacehop, how you met the guys, and what was it that piqued your interest about the concept?
I met the devilishly handsome Matthew Beattie not too long ago through a mutual friend of ours, Raymond, who's not here. And Matt basically started enthusing to me about the concept of Spacehop, and I think, like all good ideas that come around, it was one of those things where I kind of went, does that not exist? That idea, you could rent out your place as kind of a commercial space to, for people as an office. And he was like, well, no, this is essentially our idea, and we've been developing it for, the past kind of year and a half now. So I was like, that's awesome. So I think I was enthused by the kind of core idea of Spacehop, and of course the jazzy title, because if you're an internet startup company these days, you have to be called Spacehop or Stinkpot or Boobface or Spotify or Titwank. Maybe not the last one, although titwank.com, I tell you, it's classic. I'm subscribed. But yes, so the core idea was fantastic, and then, over a few pints, I was trying to pick holes in the idea, and I was trying to find a way to undermine the concept, essentially, by going, but what about safety, and what about insurance, and blah, blah, blah. And it was quite apparent that the two boys, Matt and Luke, had kind of done their homework and sort of developed the idea and developed a secure and safe way to apply the idea.
And then you made that big leap of faith to actually invest in Spacehop, which I'm sure the guys are really grateful for. What was it that made you do that, and what do you think are the real key benefits for freelancers and for people who are using the site?
Well, I wanted to invest because I sometimes think, when a nice opportunity like this comes along, you'd be only bonkers to let it slip through your fingers. And these boys, they're kind of all across their idea. They've covered all their bases. They're very clever boys, very handsome. And I wanted to be in a position of authority where I could show up to their office and kick over furniture and sort of act like a sort of a draconian boss. And so there's lots of benefits to being an investor of Spacehop. Yes, but the benefits of Spacehop, I think, are great for startup companies, freelancers, people who have no money yet. That's essentially what people with a great idea like Spacehop. That's how everybody starts out. They start out with the fuel to get up in the morning and perpetuate their idea, but not the money. So you have to scrimp and save and kind of economize as much as you possibly can in the beginnings, and Spacehop facilitates that wonderfully. I'm amazed that this hasn't come about before.
Yeah, because we're sitting here having this interview, just chatting to you, and we're actually in a Spacehop home, which we're actually hiring out for £16 a day, and in London there's pretty much no places I can think of that you could get a space like this for that amount of money, which is... For that you get a little butler who stands in the corner handing out mints called Reginald. Reginald, put your trousers and pants back on. For fuck's sake. It's a pain in the ass, Reginald. That's not true. Reginald isn't even there. I just made him up completely. But yeah, the space is lovely. That's great.
The space is really nice, and this property can fit, I think, 4 hoppers.
Who would be your ideal home to use if you were going to work in the house?
Ideal home. Well, I heard that Elton John has all of the furniture from the Moloko Milk Bar from the movie A Clockwork Orange in his house. So I just envision myself sat in a laptop, sort of writing something or doing some sort of work, just sat on those sort of naked white lady chairs from the Moloko Milk Bar from that movie. So I'm going to say I'm sure he's got plenty space.
Yeah.
Elton. Elton, if you see this video, stop faffing around and sign up to Spacehop already.
Wow.
It's not as if you know, I'm sure you need to make a few quid these days. I'm sure the royalties from Candle in the Wind are dwindling at this point. So, you know, you need to come up with other sources of income, Elton.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Rob, for coming.
It's been a sincere pleasure, Dee.
Yeah, just before you go, what advice would you give to people who are on the fence about whether to use Spacehop, regarding whether it's renting out their homes or using it as a co-working space?
I think it's very, very simple, in the sense that if you're looking to find an office space, you will save money. You'll save lots and lots and lots of money, you know, particularly over the long term. And if you're a host and you want to rent out your place during the day, you'll save loads of money on rent or your mortgage. So, first and foremost, there's no greater motivator than that. And plus, your place is safe, you know? Safe as houses, as they say. So yeah, you know, save a few quid. Give it a go. That's my advice. Now.